I gotta respect that this man doesn't like being touched.
Being touched, exactly. So for you felt like it's okay for me to get his attention this way. Mm-hmm. He probably would have preferred, you kind of come around to the front of him. Hey, man. Hey,
maybe a tap on the shoulder.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe don't touch me. Maybe do not put your hands on my body. Period.
Why do these niggas exist?
So now.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
Word. Oh, that's crazy.
That's
cool. That's wild.
Oh, wow. Oh, what? Oh, man. Welcome to the Any Last Words pod. My name is Keon, a.k.a. Almighty the DJ.
And I am Earl Lonnie Hooks, a.k.a. Young One with himself. Feeling great, feeling good. Special thanks to everybody out there joining us on this audio adventure. Yet again on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you. What's up, man? What's going on? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me give my sponsor. This episode is brought to you all by curiosity. The desire to learn or know about anything. Inquisitiveness.
Okay.
That's what drives a lot of this podcast. We just want to know. We want to know what's going on. We want to expand our consciousness. We want to expand our awareness. We want to put ourselves in other people's shoes. We want to know. And I, in particularly, because I don't really have too much I have to talk about today, want to know, Keon. We all want to know. So I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let whatever you'd like to speak about first. It's up to you, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off because I know a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but I know that my friends at least want to know. So I had the opportunity. Well, actually, let me tell you this. This story, or I'm going to tell two stories right now. They both have to do with personal space. Okay. And what that means to people. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to DJ a wedding over the weekend. It was a great wedding.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was a lot of love in the air, a lot of people crying. It was everything that you would expect a wedding to be. Everything was elegant. The bride and groom, they looked great. The wedding party was great. Everyone had a great time. The music was great.
Random question, wedding question, because you've done, how many has this been by now? This last wedding you done was probably your... hard, huh?
I mean, I haven't done a ton of weddings. I want to say maybe this is my sixth or
that's still wedding. A good amount.
Yeah,
it's good enough for me to ask this random question. Okay. Take yourself out of it. Aside from music, what is your favorite part of a wedding? You said a lot of people crying, and I thought of one thing, but I'm thinking, what do you think?
I think honestly, I think it's just the togetherness, the family.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it's like pretty much.
Yeah, I enjoy any time I can just get together with a big crowd of my family.
Okay.
So it would probably be that.
Well, I mean, your family, but if you're at a wedding DJing it.
Okay. You still get that vibe in the air. That feeling of togetherness and love.
You get to see other people doing it. And you identify with it. You know what it's like to be with your family.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Honestly, I be feeling like I'm part of it. Like when I'm there, I feel like I'm part of the family. Like I just, because a day like that is only shared between a certain group of people. Mm-hmm. Like you might, a nigga on the outside might see some pictures, but like that, the people that were there that day, you know what I'm saying? It was for their eyes
that
only.
They will share. Yeah. In a way that the people watching it on social media will not be able to share. Yes,
exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
So yeah, like I said, great wedding. Everything was great. I'm going to tell you about a part of this wedding in which I felt like somebody was ready to whoop my ass. So
this is what I've been waiting on.
I've said a lot of great things about this wedding.
Yes.
Now I'm going to take you to a place that's a little different.
Okay. This is the underbelly. This is the exact same as Las Vegas with the glitz and glamour above the street, and then below it in the sewers is a civilization of people living.
Right.
It's the same thing. At any moment where there's just beauty, there's also that other side where there's some fuck shit going on.
So if you've ever been a part of a wedding, you've probably experienced a little in-wedding drama. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily make the cut of being on film or in a picture, but but you know, a little wedding drama. I think it happens. It happens. So at this point, we've already done the ceremony, and we're getting ready to introduce the wedding party into the reception, and that's something that I usually do. You know, I get to know not get to know them, but I get to know their names.
Right.
I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody's names right in the order that they're coming in. So I'm out in the little hallway. We're getting ready to do the introductions. I'm making sure I've gotten everybody's names correct. As I'm going down the list.
Oh my God.
As I'm going down the list, there's one guy that is just kind of like not facing me, facing the other way and just kind of just talking and talking and talking. Not a big deal, but I need him to pay attention at this point because I need to make sure that I'm getting his name right. His name wasn't hard, but at the end of the day, I just need this man to pay attention.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to just make sure things are orderly here.
Okay.
And I would just generally appreciate if everyone
there's a natural flow of procession.
Attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And you would like him to respect that.
Yeah, that's it. And I don't think I was asking
that's
for
unreasonable.
A lot. Yeah, I don't think I was asking for a lot. So as I said, the theme behind these two stories I'm going to tell is personal space. He wasn't paying attention to me. And I needed him to. So I gently, and I say gently because I need you to understand that it was gently.
Okay.
I gently grab his arm. He wasn't facing me. He didn't know it was coming. Nothing like that. I gently go and I wrap my hand around his arm.
Okay. All right. I'm taking a lot of information in right now. Okay.
This man turned around. He was like, yo, don't be touching me like that. And I'm just looking at him and I'm just like, yo, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I damn sure didn't mean it like that. He turns around with all the hostility you can imagine. Yo, don't touch me. Don't be touching me like that, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know, like I said, I'm just like, oh, I'm a little taken aback. I wasn't expecting that type of reaction.
We're at a wedding. I'm the DJ trying to get your attention. You didn't say anything as you grabbed him, or you just grabbed it?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say his name or nothing like that. I just kind of grabbed it.
You got a large ass hand too. That's got to be factored in. I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. That is that's a factor. Because if it's a little like dainty hand, you know he's a man. He's gonna like what's this little itty bitty person want with me, right? But you get a large hand. Without any sort of notification that the hand's coming or that someone's trying to get your attention. Although, again, you are at a wedding. Like, everything has been beautiful the way you described it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a wedding, so it's nothing but love in the air.
Yeah.
So for that to even trigger you that way is interesting because clearly this person is not he doesn't frequent places where there's love in the air.
Maybe.
because places that I'm at, people I hang out with, that's not triggering hey, yo, don't touch me like that. Not in a situation like that.
Not in this particular place at this particular time during this particular event.
Right. All of that does matter.
Yeah.
We just talked about security and all the different factors that come together that make someone feel secure in any given moment a thing. And you would assume that this would be the type of position that would make someone pretty secure.
Right.
I'm at a wedding, bunch of loved ones, we're having a great time, we're doing the procession, DJ's up here trying to do his thing. I'm not thinking someone's about to grab me and try to fight me.
Right.
But clearly he was looking at you like lunch.
Yeah, he was. Now, to his credit, we were all drinking. We had some drinks.
Okay.
I don't know how much he had, but I had a couple of shots of Don Julio. I think I had a shot of Hennessy too.
The Dawn.
So to his credit, we were drinking. I know that can, pull it out of niggas sometimes. It can, pull the nigga out of niggas.
Okay, and what I'll say to that is, because we've spoken about this before.
Uh-huh. Bless you.
Salud. If you know that's where alcohol gets you, then in your sober mind, you ought to stop yourself from doing that.
Right.
We're at a wedding. Yeah, of course you want to enjoy yourself and have a good time because that's what everybody's doing. Yeah. That's what this day is supposed to be. It's celebration, But yeah, if that's how you get, then you just can't. You can't drink. I hate when people use that as an excuse. Oh, well, they was drunk. Well, then why didn't their sober mind? How long have they been getting drunk? How old is this person? Because if they ain't 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, no, there's no excuse. Because you've been doing this for too long to not know how you are, who you become once you get inebriated.
Right.
If this isn't the place for you to get inebriated, then just go back to that little shitty ass bar where you fight people after you get drunk. Don't come out here with the nice people trying to do something nice and celebrate the togetherness, the coalescence of two souls for eternity. Don't bring that energy in here.
Yeah.
Go back to your shitty little place.
So
be shitty with the rest of them shitty people.
So he turns around with the whiplash effect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever seen that meme with Lawrence Fishburne when he just kind of like That's how that nigga looked at. Like that's how the nigga reacted to me.
Right.
So I'm just like, yo, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't mean it like that at all.
Right.
I'm just trying to simply get his attention the quickest way that I can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when I say my bad, he was just like, he just reiterates. He was like, yo, just I don't like people touching me like that, And I'm just like, all right, I got you. And so at this point, like one of my boys, one of the guys I know that's a part of this wedding, he's in the background. He was like, yo, man, you're good, Keon. You're good. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that knows me knows that I'm one of the least hostile people that you're ever going to meet.
Yeah.
Clearly, this guy didn't know me. He didn't know me.
He didn't know.
But I had to stop myself and I had to think about it. And I'm just like, well, Keon, you don't know him either.
That's very true.
You don't know him.
That's very true.
And you don't know that he doesn't like being touched. And I got to respect that.
That's very true.
I got to respect that.
That's very true.
Do I think it warranted that kind of reaction? Mm-hmm. Not really.
Yeah.
But I got to respect that this man doesn't like being touched.
Exactly. So for you felt like it's okay for me to get his attention this way. Mm-hmm. He probably would have preferred, you kind of come around to the front of me. Hey, man. Hey.
Maybe a tap on the shoulder.
Maybe not. Maybe don't touch me. Maybe do not put your hands on my body, period.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's the curiosity that, again, drives our thinking, that drives the way we are like, okay, well, let me think about this. Let me think about the things that Earl and I have talked about. Okay, security, personal space, curiosity, understanding of people. Like, okay, compassion. All these sorts of things come into play because you're right. I just had somebody the other day asking me about this. They were like, somebody was being a dick to me. Is that cool? Is that okay? Even though possibly they're having a bad day and I don't know about it since but does that warrant their activity?
Right.
Does that let them off the hook to do whatever it is they want to do now? How do we gauge that? And what I'm telling you the same thing I told him, which is I don't assume I know, like I know everyone's going to die. This is one of those sort of axiomatic truths for all human beings. I never know everything in any given situation. Mm-hmm. I never have all the pieces to the puzzle in any given situation. So even though it may not, whatever he's going through or who he's been in his past, whatever, maybe that doesn't necessarily warrant going out and being a fucking psychopath and running up on people if they tap you or whatever the case may be.
Right.
that's fine. But I also have to understand that I just don't know. And we've talked about the power of knowing that you don't know.
Right.
And it's just a great one.
Yeah.
It's a great power to harness. We just don't know what's going on.
Let me just wrap this up real quick.
Do it.
So at this point, you know, I didn't necessarily apologize. I guess I did. I said my bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I said one of my boys in the back was kind of like, yo, man, you're good, Keon, you're good. You know, just trying to like, I guess, I don't know.
De-escalate the situation as best he could without really taking sides.
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't want that dude to turn to him and be like, what's up?
Yeah,
what's up? Maybe you not good. Maybe you not good.
And
take both of y'all.
So I got bridesmaids looking at me kind of like, you know, with the wide eyes, like, yo, this nigga wilding over here. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I'm just kind of over here like, you know, just smiling like,
yeah, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. And so I even took it a step further. I was like, after I had gotten done with the roll call and everything, I said again to him, I was like, hey man, I didn't mean any disrespect by that. I was just trying to make sure I had everybody's attention so we could get through this. And he was like, yo, I don't like people touching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you over here trying to manhandle me, you know, yank me up.
Whoa.
And at that point,
this is the third time he has said to you that he doesn't like being touched, and then he added the manhandling.
And he added the manhandling,
trying to yank
me up part.
And that's why you made it certain that we all know that it was a large hand placed on his arm or shoulder, but it was a gentle hand.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like when I grabbed him, even if I at the most, this is all he got from me. He might have felt the grip from my fingers going into the texture of his seat.
Yes, okay.
But was no.
But to say yank
there was no
yanking. There was no pulling.
Yeah, there was no because that's too much.
It is.
I'm not even doing that.
To pull him.
I'm not pulling on this nigga.
Yeah.
Like just so he would know that my presence was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was more so on like the bicep area.
Right.
Just simply so he would know my presence was there. So yeah, I like I said, for a third time, I was like, yo, I didn't mean no disrespect by that. And he was just like, yeah, I just don't like when people, you know, just yanking on me, you know, manhandling me. And I'm just like, at that point, I was ready to just exit the conversation because that didn't even happen. And I was probably not going to get through to him. So I was just like, you know, at this point, it's whatever. I'm gonna go back in here. So we do the introductions. Most people in there have gotten a plate of food by now. I see him approaching the DJ booth. And in my head, I'm just thinking like, all right, maybe he's coming over here. We can just, you know, hash this out and dead the situation. You know what I'm saying? Clearly he felt a certain way about what I did.
Why is this going on for so long?
That's what I'm thinking.
Why is there a part 4?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, you know, he's coming over here to just make sure that, you know, me and him are cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which I thought would have been a respectful thing for either of us.
It would have been a mature thing to do.
Yeah. I wasn't going to do that because I felt like I already made my point in the hallway when I tried to talk to him like 3 times.
Right.
When I was telling him that what I did, there was no malice behind that.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't going to do that. But when I saw him approaching me, I thought maybe he just wanted to just make sure the situation was dead and everything was straight. No. This man came up to me with his plate and was like, hey, you know where we put the plates at? And I'm just like, I have no idea. Because I'm not part of the catering staff. I don't know why you would ask me that. All these people in here in button-ups and vests, serving plates, taking plates up, refilling water, and you ask me where the plates go. I don't know. And that's the last interaction I had with him. But
do you know where to play? Okay, so I can take that in 2 ways. Because clearly you took it as you're trying to play me right now. You're
a little bit.
You're coming up to me and asking me.
I didn't take it to the heart.
Okay.
But I was just like, that's just a dumb question.
Yeah, because it'd have been wild if you just brought the plate up there and just set it on the DJ booth and just just walked off.
Oh my
just
God.
set his dirty plate. You got a little bit of coleslaw dropped on your mixer. Some baked beans on your laptop. Oh no! I thought he was about to get wild. Once you said, "I don't know," I thought he was about to just place the joint there and walk away. I was like, "Yo,
he wasn't that disrespectful."
Okay, the other way I'm taking it as this was his way, because a lot of people don't know how to apologize. A lot of people don't really know how to dead stuff like that. That could have been his way of trying to say something neutral to you. So that you knew you guys were good. That was his way of saying, like, hey, we good, right?
I guess.
Like, hey, man, where the plates go? I could easily ask one of these people, but I'd much rather come up to you and ask you to let you know, like, we cool.
It's
a weird way of doing it.
If that was the case, I would much prefer him just use his words.
No, of course. But you're coming from a certain level of maturity and you're expecting that out of people. And I get it. It would be nice. It would be nice, but it's just not that simple.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the word confabulate?
I don't think I have.
Confabulation. This is in psychiatry, the replacement of a gap in a person's memory by a falsification that he or she believes to be true. So I talked about this actually yesterday with my friend. Shout out Will, whoop, whoop. Neuroscientists, doctors, they've gotten together, they're working on people's brains and they're picking and choosing what parts of the brain they want to learn about and how to engage with it. And they've done tests and studies where what they'll do is I don't know if this is by actually tapping the brain or using electric nodes to engage with certain parts of the brain, but they would engage with certain part of a human's brain that would make the person move their arm. After the person moved their arm, the patient moved their arm, the doctor would ask them, hey, why did you just move your arm? And the person would always come up with something. Oh, I just had like an itch over here. Oh, like this happened. And only the professionals know that's not why you moved your arm. You don't know why you did. But you, as a human being, you have to come up with something. You have to confabulate. You have to justify these reasonings for something, so you'll fill in a gap of your memory that wasn't really there with a falsification, something that didn't actually take place or you didn't actually experience because you don't know how to gingerly go through life with things not making sense, with you doing things and not knowing why. So we make these false justifications for things that we do. I think that that's what this man did. I think he confabulated. I think that he felt coming on a yank, right, on his arm. And so when he's like, yo, I don't like people touching me like that, like you over here trying to yank me up, and you put your gentle hand on him, he is living a completely different reality than you are.
It's just a whole other scenario going on in his head.
Exactly. Again, I don't know what has happened in his past that would put that into place at that moment, but that's what happened to him. Right. There was a yank to him. There was something that took place that didn't happen in your world. And so I think that that's kind of what happened. It's wild. Yeah, it is. The human mind is wild.
Now I'm going to tell you about a second story real quick. Went fishing yesterday.
Yeah! Go ahead, flex on him, because if this doesn't have any flex in it, this is ridiculous. You better flex a little bit within this story at some point in time.
I try to keep my fishing stories off of here, but
because this is different. Yesterday was different.
Yesterday I just had a really good day on the water. I caught like 14, maybe 15 fish, 4 different species of fish. I was lit. That's not why I'm telling the story though, but I was lit.
4 different species.
So I was out there, right?
By the way, did you take any of these home?
No, I didn't take anything home. Well, I gave them to some of the people that were there.
Oh, wealth. Yes. The distribution of wealth. Now, I like that.
I mean, no lie. Like, they probably had like 2 fish in there when I got there. I filled that fucking cooler up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay. Like, I'm not just like poking fun at you. It's a very cool thing to be able to go out, catch a bunch of fish, know that you don't really want to, you're not going to take them home, and just start giving them away to people at the pier.
Yeah. Nah,
like, that's dope as fuck.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. I I'm a giver, so I don't mind doing that at all.
Yeah, it's dope.
So I was down there at the pier, and there was a guy down there that reminded me of Uncle Ruckus without the racism. He, black guy, kind of a lazy eye, little kind of a bigger dude.
Okay.
He had all his hair though. He wasn't like going bald like Uncle Ruckus.
All right. This Forrest Whitaker you saw out there.
Kinda.
Yeah, this is the last King of Scotland you saw out there.
Yes. Good movie. Shouldn't have beat Pursuit of Happiness, but good movie. Shout out to Forrest. As much as we make fun of him.
Wait, you saw that?
What?
Did we watch it together?
I think so, because we were confused as to why it would beat the Pursuit of Happiness.
No, I wasn't. The character that he took on was a much more difficult character to take on than Will Smith had to take on.
I get that.
If we're talking about the movie, wait, did the movie win or did the actor win? That whatever that was, an Oscar or whatever that was.
I'm not 100% sure.
Because you're right. I think Pursuit of Happiness was a more impactful. Oh, I don't know. It's rough because that had to do with a lot of
they were both
things.
really good movies. I'm just biased.
Okay.
I'm just biased.
All right. We're done with that. Go ahead.
So I'm out there. I'm catching fish. And this guy turns out to be one of them guys that's just going to talk to you whether you like it or not.
Okay.
I'm not always receptive to people just continuing, just going on and on with different stories, just finding something in their mind that they can talk to you about. Like, I don't mind talking to people.
Yeah.
I don't mind having a little conversation here and there.
But when it just lacks complete relevancy to anything.
When you're just talking to me just to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, it just gets to a point where I do start, oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. Word?
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's cool.
Oh, that's wild.
Oh, wow. Oh, what?
What?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that's crazy
shit.
that you did that.
Yeah. And like,
I can't believe that.
This man was talking to me about the game warden letting him off the hook for catching a fish he wasn't supposed to catch. He was telling me about how, he was ready to pay the $500 fine. He was gonna keep the rockfish anyways. He didn't care. He got 3 daughters at home that told him, "Daddy, bring home a big one." So he gonna bring it home and he gonna pay the $500 fine too.
You didn't respect his rebel?
I didn't care. I didn't care, to be honest. I didn't care about his rebel. And so, he over here talking about, oh yeah, I caught a catfish. It was like 6 feet long. You never believe it though. You never believe me. Hold on, let me get my phone out because you don't believe me. You don't believe me. Let me show you.
Well,
so he's showing me pictures and shit like that.
Was it 6 feet long?
I mean, it was a big fish. It wasn't 6 feet long. It was a big ass fish though.
Okay.
But the thing is I didn't give him any inclination that said I didn't believe him.
I didn't believe him, or that you cared at all.
Or that I cared at all.
Yes.
Because I was trying to give him those subtle cues where I wasn't even looking at this nigga. And when he was talking to me, I wasn't even looking at this nigga.
Bro.
And I was giving him all these short worded answers, a bunch of yeahs, a bunch of that's what's ups. And the nigga just would not stop talking to me. He would not stop talking to me. And it even got to the point where I'm watching my line because I'm getting a bite. And this man is probably y'all probably can't see this, but he was where this light was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just about 2 feet away from me. 2 feet away from me. And so I'm getting a bite, right? And I go to to yank the line to try to get the fish, and I missed the fish. I didn't get it that time. And so after he sees I didn't get it, he was like, "My bad, brother. I didn't mean to make you miss that one. I didn't mean to make you miss it." And I'm just like, it's all good. It's whatever. And you would think after somebody apologizes for doing something like that they would just maybe give you some space,
right? Back
off a little bit, maybe not talk as much.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Wrong again.
Wrong.
Yes. You don't know this guy.
This man kept talking, just kept talking to me. Yeah, I don't know him. I didn't know the extent that he was going to take him talking to me too. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But what he didn't know is that he was verbally in my personal fucking space.
Yes.
In I didn't want to come straight out and just be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Right.
But I was just trying my best to give him the cues that any sane person would know.
See, when you said that, and you use a key word before, you said subtle cues, subtle social cues. I know, and see, again, this is why curiosity drives this pod. You have to understand, after I just explained to you confabulation, that people are looking at this world through completely different lenses. And what you think is subtle, they can't even see it. It's sort of like if they're missing a color, or if there's some sort of some part of their palate on their tongue that has just been scorched and they can't taste savory things in a certain way anymore. They just sort of lose a sense in a way, or a shade of a sense.
Right.
So they can see things, right? But these subtleties you're talking about, they don't even pick those up.
Yeah.
They don't even see anything that you're talking about.
Yeah.
If it's not overtly, yo, shut the fuck up, get out of my face. I'm like, you seem like a nice man, but I'd like to just come out here on the water. And this is sort of my meditational practice.
Yeah.
I just like to sit out here, listen to the water, listen to the line drop into the water, me get the thing. Like, this is my thing. Right. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
We were cool for the first 5 minutes. I don't care about you getting caught by the game warden. I don't care about you bringing the rockfish home to your children. I don't care about you doing it on the strength of the fathership. I don't care about the 6-foot catfish you caught. I don't care about any of this.
Yeah.
And if it's not that, they'll just keep coming. And you know that because we've talked about like sexual harassment on here before too. And a lot of guys that are going after women, and women are giving them subtle social cues that they want nothing to do with the guys, but the guys don't read those things. And if it's not an overt, get the fuck away from me before I call 911, then that's it. They just don't read it. They think that those little things that you're saying, those little, that's crazy. Wow, that's so, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. All these little things, that's putting the battery in their back. That's, they're interested. They want to hear more because they keep making sounds.
That and the fact that I gave them every single fish that I caught. They were probably just ecstatic and just wanted to just.
Oh, were you giving him fish?
Yeah, he was. It was him and his brother. I was giving his brother the fish because this guy was scared to take the fish off the line. So I was giving his brother all of my fish. His brother wasn't even talking to me. He wasn't saying shit to me.
The guy that's doing all this flexing about catching a 6-foot fish is the same dude that is scared to take the fish off the line?
He got poked by a catfish fin recently, and if you've never gotten poked by one of those, it hurts like a bitch for like a day. Their top fin, I forgot what fin that is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to figure it out and sound stupid, but their top fin has a point on the tip. Blue catfish has a point on the tip, and it's venomous. So if you touch it,
it will pierce straight through.
Nigga, I had a glove on when it happened. That shit went straight through my glove and poked me right here. And my middle finger was numb.
Ooh.
It was numb and swollen for like 24 hours. And that shit hurt.
Dang.
I kept fishing, but that shit was uncomfortable. So I can understand why he might be a little, I mean, you can't be scared, but you just should be more cautious.
Well, yeah, I mean, if this is going to be your thing, you got to know like the certain precautions to take in order to do said thing.
And since then, I've learned how to properly hold and unhook a catfish.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that to happen to me again because that shit hurt.
Jeez Louise.
But it happens to the best of us. But yeah, I was giving the fish to his brother because his brother was the one that was just kind of handling everything. You know what I'm saying? But his brother wasn't even fucking talking to me. It was him just wrapping me up the whole time.
Right. So once you had this instance with this scary fisherman out here, it helped you better conceptualize what happened with old boy at the wedding?
Yeah,
because he was to you what you were to the other guy.
Yeah,
in a sense, without you blowing up.
And I wanted to just give two different perspectives that were both my own, but from two different sides of realities.
Right. Yeah.
I guess. Because whether I think so or not, I did invade that guy's space.
Indeed.
And whether the guy I was fishing with chooses to think so or not, he invaded my space.
Yeah.
So, there
you go.
I think it just helps. It helps for people to hear these stories and, hear these different perceptions.
It doesn't get there without curiosity.
Right.
Again, episode brought to you by. I may have talked about it before, but I would definitely recommend, I want to say his name is Mario Livio, has a book called Why? What Makes Us Curious? It's an interesting book. We don't, as humans, really understand curiosity to its fullest. Why it is that...
We just know it killed the cat.
Well, yeah. We know that children have it in abundance.
Yeah.
Right? They want to know everything. They want to know how things work. They want to know why this, right? And then at some point in time, human beings, adults keep telling kids, shut up, stop asking me this, shut up, stop asking me this, close your mouth, stop looking around, stop wanting things. So I think that that's a little bit of it, but then there's something else that through time, people just lose curiosity for things. And then that's when they get in that position I talked about before, where you just get stuck because you don't care to know anything else. You're like, whatever I know now is fine. I don't care to know anything else. But it is interesting to note that there are people that continue to have curiosity throughout their lives, and you see how they move versus people that just could give a fuck less about anything that they don't know about. It's very interesting. But I'm glad that you had these instances because it taught you a little something. I bet you it'll be the last time you walk up on somebody that you don't know and put your hand on their shoulder.
Yeah, it will.
And that's great.
I definitely learned something that day.
That's great. I got a random question. Random, way outside the box, has nothing to do with anything we've talked about. Okay. But it's just, I wanted to ask you this on the last one. We have talked about sexual relations with women in present time, past time, many times on this pod. One thing I've been interested in when it just comes to people in general and what it is, how it is they practice their sexual escapades, is what is the most underrated component about sex. Now, before you answer that, go ahead and think about it. Before you answer it, what I will say is that if I had to guess, I've been having some conversations with people, if I had to guess, even though this subsumes many things underneath it, and we could get a little bit more specific and pinpoint if we'd like to, I would probably bet that if you ask 10 women, then 8 of them are going to either say foreplay or something that falls underneath the umbrella of foreplay, because foreplay is a million things. Yeah. Right. So
that was going to be my answer.
That was going to be your answer. Yeah. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can see that. I asked someone yesterday, they said making out. And I said, okay.
That's still foreplay.
Exactly. Well, see, that's the thing, because I said, my response was during. You said, oh, no. As a part of foreplay, like it build up to it. So I said, okay, interesting. There are, again, a million different things that subsumes. My answer was eye contact. This motherfucker looked at me like he was like during? I was like, well, hold on. I was crying, laughing.
Now I gotta ask, do niggas just be closing their eyes during sex?
Well, okay. So this is when it gets interesting.
Because that's even weirder.
So I've spoken to people because I felt like for some reason eye contact was an interesting answer, even though it was the first thing to come to my mind. Mm-hmm. This particular person said that if they make too much eye contact, they're bussing. it's a wrap. Like they're gonna shoot early, and they would like for that to not be the case. They're gonna get a little.
All I gotta do is look at you.
Yeah, like they're just gonna get a little too into the groove of things. I guess if they're paying a little too much attention to the other person in such an intimate way, and I felt like that was interesting.
Well, I think that there are certain things that definitely
get you there quicker.
Just get you there quicker.
Yeah.
Eye contact is not one of them for me.
Okay.
But there are certain things that kind of get you there. Just different positions, maybe certain levels of control that you have over, the situation at the moment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But eye contact is not one of those things for me.
The amount of control that you have over the situation. I guess that goes hand in hand with the position.
With the position, yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just find it to be an interesting thing because I'd like to know what it is. Because I mean, clearly, if you're ever dealing with someone, you have a significant other, you need to know whatever it is they think is underrated, whatever it is they feel like they're lacking if you're not giving it that. So I think it's an interesting conversation that people ask, like, what do you think is just underrated about?
If you want me to be a little more specific, I'll say probably the taboo around using like toys. I think there's such a taboo around that, especially for men. And I feel like we probably talked about this on a pod before.
Especially for men, men to use toys?
Well, for men to want to accept them or accept that women, their significant other uses them or wants to use them.
They can derive pleasure outside of the man himself.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
When for real, a toy can be beneficial to both people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably a super underrated segment under the umbrella of foreplay.
I think underrated as well is simply the pleasure that someone else is having pleasure. Because that's what I thought about when you said the toys benefiting both people. The toys don't have to necessarily be being used on both people in order for it to benefit.
Well, see, that's the thing for me though. Like, I'm more of a giver. So if I'm going to be using a toy, the pleasure that it's giving is also exciting to me. You know what I'm saying?
You are receiving pleasure from the other person's pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
And I feel like a lot of people just don't feel that. A lot of people may not feel that way, or a lot of men specifically are just kind of smash and dash type niggas, and they're just not with all the extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've just
all the extra shit.
I've never seen it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always seen sex as just an experience, or that's what it should be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to wake up tomorrow and talk about how that shit was.
Okay.
You know
all right. Well, that's interesting that you say that. Okay. So you feel like you've always been that way. And let me ask you something slightly deeper, because me and my friend talked about this yesterday, and this had to be brought in. Biologically, we gotta get it. We gotta get these releases.
Right.
So, have you ever just had the feeling of, I'm just trying to smash? Like, I just want to get this release. Have you ever had the experience of, I'm not really into looking into your eyes or caressing you or wanting to snuggle afterwards and talk about this. I really do want to, as crude as it sounds, beat cheeks and hit the streets.
Maybe when I was younger, but not as an adult.
As an adult, it just hasn't done it for you.
No.
Yeah.
No. There's so much that goes into sex. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I just look at my girl and there's a stimulation there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I just look at her. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's been a long time since I've thought that
wanted to use someone's body.
Yeah.
In that
like
way.
That's just it's not even that fun. Like,
you know
what I'm saying? It's not even that fun to me. Like, just insertion explosion, escape.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, escape.
Like it's not tight. It's not tight to me.
Escape. Trying to think if I've ever had to like truly escape a house. Like if I was truly, I know that it's in my mind somewhere where I've had to be like, yo, I don't want anything to do with this anymore, and I've like just run out, like left somewhere. I'll have to think about that and come back to that, because I've definitely had to pull an escape room before, figure out how to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got?
So I talk about taking risks on this podcast a lot, because it's not something that I've really done a lot, and it's something that I feel like has held me back, in certain instances. So obviously I've spoken about my YouTube channel on here. It's an outdoor YouTube channel, but I've thought about expanding it. And this is something I've thought about for a while now, even before I made this YouTube channel, but I've thought about parachuting and how cool that would be, especially now that I've got this channel, I'm using a GoPro. That would just be some awesome shit to put on my YouTube channel. And it would also be an awesome experience.
Skydiving.
Yeah, skydiving. Same difference, I guess.
I was about to say, I didn't know exactly. Yeah, I mean, parachuting.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Where else are you parachuting from? Yeah, okay.
So I've thought about doing that and putting it on my YouTube channel, but of course, you know me, I'm thinking about the what ifs.
Yes.
I'm thinking about the what ifs. So I watched a very detailed YouTube video on what to do if your parachute does not open.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that you can do. One of the most important things is to relax. When you're in the air, I know this sounds crazy, but when you know that you're going to be falling and your parachute's not open, you got to relax.
That takes a certain mental fortitude.
I know. And it's not going to happen with everybody. I'm just letting you know that it's the best thing that you can do in that situation.
That's like when they tell people when you get in a car crash, just let your body be loose. It's like, all right, like I'll try if it ever happens, but instinct is to try to lock up and stop yourself from bouncing everywhere, but just relax. You're falling from the sky and you just pulled your parachute string and it didn't come out, but just relax your brain. Yeah. Just calm down. Like,
because a lot of people will pass out, before they hit the ground.
I bet.
Maybe start hyperventilating, some shit like that. Best thing you can do is relax. Do not just kind of let your body flail, let your arms and legs just kind of just do whatever they need to do, because it's going to slow you down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's going to slow you down a little bit. Chances of your parachute not opening are 1 in 1,000. Don't know how comfortable you are with that. 1 in 1,000 parachutes.
Oh, that's not. Okay. That's not really enticing. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's pretty. 1 in 1,000. I guess. I could do it. Maybe
1 in 1,000. So
see, because I know someone today that is at this point probably jumped about 300 times now.
Wow.
And it's 300. Mm-hmm. 1 in 1,000, you telling me it's not going to pull. It's not going to pull.
1 in 1,000.
They might be coming up on that time when it doesn't come out. It's that's very interesting to me.
Well, hopefully that person beats the odds.
Oh, God.
But, so
shout out to you, Liza. Go ahead.
A lot of people have this thought in their mind that if they land in water that they'll be okay. A lot of times you land in water and it feels like concrete.
That's what I hear. Once you get to a certain elevation,
certain speed, that shit is going. And even and a lot of people are like, all right, well, what if I just drop in, do the pencil? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going like a Navy SEAL. Yeah.
Well, the thing is okay, maybe you don't smash into it like it's the ground, but there's still a certain level of impact there. And the thing that you don't want to do is hit that water and go unconscious and then fucking drown. That's what you don't want to happen.
Yeah.
So on top of that, they say the thing you want to do generally is to slow yourself down. It's not going to be easy. You're going to get hurt. But the point is, to them, is that you didn't die. But you're going to be hurt. So just know that.
I want to know the numbers of people that jumped out of a plane, parachute didn't go, and they flailed their arms, weight distribution, space distribution, tried to get as much air underneath them as possible to slow them down, did all these things, and landed and didn't die. I want to know how many people didn't die.
I don't have the numbers for that.
It's one dude ever. just no, I just can't even. Okay, continue, because I know you're going to talk about landing on some other shit.
Yeah. So there's a couple things you can do when you're landing. You can land on a house. You can land on a car, a bus. What you don't want to do is land on concrete. If you land on concrete, you're done. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe you just want to do that because you don't want to take the chance of being paralyzed from the neck down for the rest of your life. I don't know. It depends on how much you value life.
Also, trying to aim for like a car, like flying through the air and like trying to go into, make sure you get into like the inner city so you can find a bus to break your fall.
They were even talking about like landing on the top of a building.
Okay, yeah. Less space, exactly, between you and the ground. I can get that.
But the thing is a building, a house, a car, a bus, all those things are going to slow you down. You're going to land on top of all those things, but you're not going to go straight through them into the concrete that's below them. Okay. That's the thing. If you land on top of a house, if it's a 2-level house, you're going to land on the second floor and you're going to be hurting, but you're going to land on the second floor.
Deeper question. And this actually is kind of deep, honestly. Do you want to live, Keon? Not generally, like right now, do you want to continue breathing? If you pull the parachute does not deploy. Do you want to land on the top of a car or a bus? I want to know if the life that you're going to be living after that, the pain, the suffering that you're going to go through from that moment on until whenever you do naturally die, is that what you want? Because I could only imagine what your body is going to be able to do, what it's going to look like, the burden that is going to be placed on your loved ones. I'm just asking. There's no right yes or no. There's no right answer to this.
I'm glad you asked me this because I already thought about it. I already thought about what I thought I might do despite what I've learned in this video. Logically, I'm probably thinking that I'm going to still try to land in water and take my chances.
Okay. All right. Still surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to try your best to survive.
Whether they tell me that it's going to feel like concrete or not,
you're going to find out.
I'm going to take my chances with a pencil dive. And just hope that I don't go unconscious.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my chances.
Yikes.
That's probably what I would do. But they say the best place to land if you happen to be nearby is a swamp. If you can land in a swampy area, marshlandy area,
just mad,
that's the best place. A lot of grass, mud, muck.
Yeah, muck. Yeah, that might catch you. Some good muck.
Yeah. Something that's just gonna absorb.
See. Okay, you know what?
What?
I will go skydiving with you in very specific places. That's what I'll do.
Louisiana.
Yep. I'm only going in them, but now I gotta worry about the alligators. Imagine you get down and listen, you jump out the plane and you going down and you pull the parachute and that shit don't come. You're like, oh shit. Well, good thing. All right, I got my mind calmed. Like, at least I know I did this in a marshland area. I'm gonna be good. The muck in the grass and the foliage is gonna catch me. All right, good. And then you get down there and you get caught. It hurts, but you get caught and you're like, oh, I'm still alive. I got my mind about me. I think I can move. Like, I think I might be able to get through the muck and get to the bay. Like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to live. And then like 3 crocodiles roll up on you.
That's tough. That's a hell of a story. I hope you tell it on the podcast when I'm gone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, listen, we've already talked about this. If anything like that happens to any one of us, anything dastardly happens like that to one of us, Podcast is out of here because we bringing a story to it because it's gonna go. The story's gonna go viral, and it's gonna be linked to the podcast. We out of here. So I mean,
another thing that you can do is to land in an area full of trees because you could it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but the thing is, that tree is gonna.
No, I know. I get the understanding. You want something to try to slow you down, and when you falling through the sky at however many miles per hour you falling through the sky, whatever it is you hit is going to hurt tremendously.
It's going to hurt.
But you just hope. See, I don't even know.
Hope you don't get impaled by a branch too.
So. See, now like that movie, The Ritual we were talking about. Now you just impaled and you just sitting there up in the tree. I don't know, man. And again, 1 out of 1,000, those odds are just it's just kind of wild. I thought the odds would have been a little bit more in the favor, honestly.
Well, the thing is a lot of parachutes have a backup chute.
Right.
So you gotta hope that the chances of both of your parachutes.
Well, that's got to be even more. Yeah.
Working.
Yeah.
God,
that's crazy. But then at the same time, you're also we'll be fine because then you also have you have to do tandem at your first time for sure. You can't just do it by yourself.
I'm not talking about my first time. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah, so there'll be a dude that really knows how to fly,
right,
and come and grab you, out the sky, yeah. So that'll be fine. Yeah. So what I'm most interested in this entire thing, this analysis of parachuting and how not to die if the parachute doesn't go, is the calming of the mind part.
Yeah,
you would have thought
that's probably the hardest part,
right? So in that. Do they give you any? Because they need to give you some practices. They need to, if you watching things on YouTube and they're just like calm your mind. No, nigga, don't just tell me to calm my mind.
They didn't go into detail.
Yeah, like you need to give some practices that are going to help someone get in that mindset. You can't just tell someone calm down when that's the case. You need training for that.
Yeah, they didn't go into detail. They just said calm your black ass down. All right, that's all they said.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. You know what's interesting about. This sort of training, this is also a conversation I was having with the boy yesterday, and we kind of touched on the last one as well when I was talking about having reserve power and getting yourself in a position where where you've sort of mastered your personal artistic process and you know how to churn out the cream, like Lil Wayne dropping mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. Like people don't know how that's possible.
Right.
When you see someone doing something, you're like, how do you still have reserve? How do you what do you mean you're doing it again and again? Like, where are you even getting the content from? How are you even having the inspiration or the energy or the time to be able to be penning what it is you're penning? How are you doing this? I find it very interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and he asked me after I explained this to him if living life as myself is lonely. So this is what I said to him. I told him that those moments that we have where maybe you're driving or you're taking a shit or somebody's talking to you and you don't want to talk to them, whatever the case may be, where your mind goes, you start thinking about some completely other shit. And then you realize, I got to snap myself back in. I got to be here. I'm driving a car right now. Like I have to be paying attention to whatever it is I'm doing.
Right.
I haven't had one of those moments in what is coming up on a year. I've conditioned my brain through practices, and that's why I thought maybe one of these fucking parachute experts would have talked about it. But I've trained myself to be in the moment, and that I started looking at everything that I'm doing as training. Training for what? Training for things that I don't quite know are going to come in the future, but definitely training for this.
Are you saying that you don't daydream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to be clear about that.
Anytime a thought comes into my mind, right? That doesn't mean that the mind's not constantly running. It means that but if I choose to think about something, I'm choosing to think about it. I'm not doing anything passively. And that's where I'm going with this. So a lot of things that are my training, my way of being, it's very interesting because you would never be able to know that it's training for me. But it's only because I'm an observer and I'm observing everything and I derive meaning and lessons out of everything. Mm-hmm. It's interesting in this book that I was reading that I keep talking about by Dale Carnegie. It said something like most men, there's only like 1 out of 1,000,000 men that are going to be able to truly see. Mm-hmm. And what that means is most men can't see, what did they say? Sermons and stones in books and running brooks, because they're only so used to ever seeing sermons and books and stones and brooks.
Okay.
Right? Are you're with me?
Yeah.
People can't usually look at something that is, innately valuable, but to them some sort of inanimate object or just something out in nature and be able to truly derive meaning from it. In order for that, you have to open up a book. Somebody has to tell you something. You can't just observe something. Mm-hmm. I'm watching Naruto. This is something I've never talked about on here before. Anime, right? I see things and stuff that I just couldn't have seen before, and I see myself in stories like we do when you watch film and things like that. That's why you get emotionally invested in the characters. You see a little bit of yourself in certain characters and things that's going on. I'm watching Naruto, anime, ninjas, ninjutsu, ninja art styles, bombs and chakras and fire and water and earth and wind, all that sort of stuff if you don't know anything about this. Mm. But you get an idea. You've seen like The Last Airbender. Right. You know what anime is about. Right. So in this thing, this character Naruto, by the end of the show, people know he becomes like a god to all these people. Right. They've never seen a ninja like this motherfucker before. It's just like anything that needs to be handled, just send him. Like he's like the god of this world now. Earlier on in the show, he fucking sucks. That's just what it is. You get to see the growth of this character. He goes through extremely rigorous training where he's blowing trees and forest up, trying to learn new ninja arts and things like that.
Right.
And that's a sort of training where people would go and watch and say, oh, he's training hard right now. Mm. This looks like the sort of training that a king would have to go through, a god would have to go through, right? But here's the thing. There's another part of training where it's completely silly. You know, in anime, everything's really accentuated. So if someone's crying, their fucking streams coming out of their ears. If they're screaming, their head is huge and all this sort of stuff. He's dancing around with frogs and he's singing songs. Like that's his training at the moment. Mm-hmm. Why is he doing that? Because him and these frogs have to gain a certain rhythm, a certain rapport, right? A certain chemistry so that they can do a combination ninja jutsu together. Okay. This is a new thing he's learning. But for anybody walking around in the Naruto world, they're looking at him and they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Why are you over here in this pasture dancing around with fucking frogs and singing and shit like that? And it's interesting because anyone could come in to the house, see me watching Naruto and ask me, why are you watching this cartoon? Mm-hmm. Why are you in here watching cartoons? And don't tell me that it's any sort of training or that you're getting anything out of this cartoon.
Niggas can't just like cartoons.
But no, okay, and you're right. No, you can. But here's the thing. I'm going back to me not doing anything passively, meaning if I'm watching something, I'm watching something. So, and this is where it gets interesting. The same reason that the people looking at Naruto dancing and singing with these frogs and they don't understand why he's doing it or what's happening is the same reason why you don't understand why I'm watching the TV show. Mm-hmm. It's a language you don't understand, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. It's a process you don't understand. They don't see what Naruto is doing as training in this TV show. They don't see it as training because he's dancing with frogs. How are you getting stronger doing that?
Right.
You don't understand the Zen process. You don't understand the intricacies that go into me becoming better at what I'm doing. And I wouldn't expect you to be able to because it's next level shit. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. But me watching that, me having a conversation with someone, me doing anything that I do in my life, it's not done passively. It's done with great intent everything that I do, I try to give it 100% of my attention at that time.
Right.
And it brings me to that next level. It's that process. So I just wanted to bring that in because I'm thinking about the calming of the mind and the sort of processes that you would have to do to get to that point of being able to actually pull that off when you try to pull that parachute.
This nigga would start meditating midair.
I mean, something has to be in place. Like there has to be some sort of training that you've gone through in the past. And I don't necessarily know what that training looks like for everyone.
Right.
But everyone has some sort of that training to calm themselves. Maybe yours was out there catching all them damn fish yesterday when a dude was interrupting you. But like that could have been like your sort of thing, and that could be helping build you up. Matter of fact, you just paying attention in these two stories that you told today. You just paying attention to what was going on and how other people could have possibly felt in that conversation. Like that is training. That is you paying attention in the moment and being able to take something out of it.
Right.
That was the training method. Yeah. It doesn't look like it because you just DJing at a wedding.
Right.
Or you just fishing.
Right.
But these are training rituals in another light. It just depends on if you want to look at it that way or not.
No,
so yeah, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, they need to give some DIYs on how to do that. Just tell me, once you pull the parachute.
Just relax.
Just relax.
Just chill. You good. You gonna live?
Oh my God. You wanna do this meaningfulness card?
Yeah, that's
and then pull the next one. Meaningfulness card that we pulled last week, we're gonna do is what do you dream of achieving one day? That is a meaningfulness card. What do you dream of achieving one day? Your answer is going to be better than my answer is going to be funny. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you go first.
The dream I have of achieving one day is financial freedom.
Financial freedom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to me. I just want to work myself up in a way in which I can take care of my family. I can take care of, because I have family members I was about to say in my life. Well, I guess they don't necessarily have to be in your life. They can still be family.
Yeah.
But I've got family members that I just want to take out of certain situations.
Yeah.
For people that I want to help, people that are close to me. And I just want to put myself in a position in which I'm able to do that. I also want to create a generational wealth.
Okay. Yeah, that's an achievement. Okay.
Because as a black man, generational wealth is just not something that we as black people have. It's not something that we have in abundance. You know what I'm saying? And I want to change that, at least for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to build something, build a legacy, just
give the infrastructure for the people to come after you.
Infrastructure for the people that come after me.
Yes.
I want to be able to do that. I want to just make sure that all my people are good. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. But financially is probably numero uno in my mind.
Okay. That's interesting.
Is that basic?
I mean, I don't know. Financial freedom is what. I mean, I'm pretty certain most people would say that they want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna be like, well, no, because I'm that person. But I don't think that most people are saying I don't want to be free financially, meaning I don't really have to worry so much about well, see, that's the thing, because you still want to be conscious of your spending, right? In the way that you do things. So financial freedom, let's just, sort of tighten this up a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean you just throw it in the bag. You just do whatever you want to do with money.
No. It just means that
I think you're saying you want to be able to make your money work for you. You want to be able to have.
I want to have different streams. I want to have passive income.
Okay.
I want, as Nipsey would say, the mailbox money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want the mailbox money coming through.
Yeah.
I want that shit to take care of my bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I want enough money in this life in which I don't have to worry, and the people close to me also don't have to worry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm being frivolous with it.
Oh, okay.
And, you know,
okay, just don't really
flushing
have to
it down
worry.
the toilet like Mikey. But, you know, I just want to be in a place where it's just not a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And it's no longer a problem for the people that I love either.
Yeah. Okay. What do you dream of achieving one day? Very first thing I thought of when I read this card last time is fucking hilarious. Because, of course, right? Because, of course, Earl, is that I grew up through.
Am I going to have to say okay, Earl, during this?
No, because I think that to some degree, like, you know me.
Okay.
So to you, this isn't going to come off that crazy. You're just going to be like, nah, yeah, like you would say some weird shit like this.
All right.
Growing up as a child, adolescence, for me, I always knew and felt that I had more than enough. Mm-hmm. It's been weird because I've grown up and that's not the norm. Mm-hmm. People all love to have things, and we can get into this was completely not unrelated but accidental. We can get into my minimalism a little bit, but for some reason, maybe it's a predisposition embedded into my DNA or something. I don't know, but I just never really wanted too much out of life. I grew up, there was food in the mornings, lunchtime, dinner. Huge. There was clothes. Always had clothing. Never had to worry about clothing. Never had worried about where I'm sleeping that night. There was always love. There was always someone that was taking care of me. I didn't have to go through like a weird place where home was hateful and nasty and dreadful.
It's not a place that you didn't want to be.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know, when you're a teenager, maybe sometimes, but that's just because you're a stupid ass teenager that doesn't know anything, right? And you think everyone's trying to ruin your life. But aside from that, like, no, in reality, no, like it was never that sort of place. There was always that infrastructure that you're talking about that you wanted to give, right? There's always been that. And I feel like I've always been pretty good at being in the moment and appreciating the things that are in front of me and the people that are in front of me. And earlier on in life, I don't think I would have ever described myself as an ambitious person. I never felt like, I remember just growing up, I never felt like I need to accomplish something one day. I need to be somebody. I need to do this thing, because once I do this thing and I reach the top of the mountain and have the tablets in my hand, I'll have all the answers and I'll be fulfilled. I never felt that way. I always felt like I just want to live. Leave me alone. Everyone, stop asking me who I want to be, what I want to do, what the plan is.
Never had a dream job?
Well, I mean, no. Like I knew that I loved talking to people. I knew that I loved to observe the world around me. I knew that I enjoyed living.
Right.
I knew that. And if I had just food and clothes in a place, like it sounds weird, but I was just good. And my family and my close friends have known me to be that person. And we've talked about this the other day when you was making fun of me for whatever the fuck you were making fun of me at the time. Y'all always making fun of me for something because I just don't be having things. I'll go to other people's houses because sometimes I don't realize it, but I'm looking around this place. I'll go to people's houses and they just have things. There was like mad dressers and tables and aquariums and just knickknacks, just things. There's just things in the house.
Right.
And then I look at my place and I have bed, plastic dresser to put my clothes in. I have luggage that I don't really use that I was purchased for me by some other people. Everything that's hung up on the walls, I created or a close one has created or purchased for me and I put up on the walls. I mean, what else do I got? A guitar. I got a laptop. I could move in a matter of hours.
Right.
At any point in time, I can pick up and go. And so this really hit me differently. What do you dream of achieving one day? It's so funny because there's been this, and I've done my fair share of reading on Buddhism and Buddhist monks, and there's just this urge inside me. Sometimes I just want to go. I just want to go and just hang out on a mountain and meditate and just be. Mm-hmm. And that's cool by me. I don't care about the acquisition of a bunch of items and having this and keeping up with the Joneses and putting a bunch of people on, because that doesn't necessarily have to be my story. Mm-hmm. I don't have to have a family and want to provide for them and all that. It doesn't have to be a thing. There are other ways of doing things, but I don't know if the way this is framed. What do you dream of achieving one day? I think that the thing that I want to achieve, I've been achieving, mm-hmm. and I want to continue to achieve it. I think that, just like we've talked about in relationships, it's one thing to be able to bag somebody. It's one thing to be able to attract someone, do whatever it is, whatever rigmarole it is you have to do in order to court them and make them yours. You guys are now a unit, an entity together. It's a completely different thing to keep that person. It's a completely different thing to be able to maintain a relationship. You've been in a relationship before, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I think the same thing. It's one thing to achieve certain levels of enlightenment or certain levels of peace and serenity with oneself, certain levels of awareness and stillness. But I think it's a completely different thing to be able to understand the power of that and try to hold on to that, maintain that. Mm-hmm. Because again, I think that makes me a whole lot of who I am. And I think that gives me a whole lot of the wealth that I have, again, that helps other people, right? Inadvertently. Right. So I think that I just want to continue achieving what I've been achieving, but just in greater ways. Okay. For a longer period of time. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's not this one monumental thing that I have to check off the box. Yeah. I don't even have a fucking bucket list. I know a lot of people have bucket lists or just have a couple things on it at least. I don't even have that thing that I just gotta do. I'm just cool with being. I truly am. Okay. I'm totally cool with just walking around and breathing air.
Do you ever feel like maybe you are missing out on anything?
No. Well, you're always going to be missing out on something. Like there's no human being that is experiencing every possible thing. So that's just going to be the thing. And I think that mad people are missing what I'm experiencing. Okay. Like, so you're always going to lose that battle. Okay. Yes. Okay. The answer is yeah. Okay. I'm missing out for sure. All right. Yep. So is everyone else on the planet.
I got you.
And so, yeah, so that's truly how I feel. I feel like a lot of times when you chase the love, the great things come with that. So for me, I'm going to achieve things. I'm going to see things. I'm going to travel places, but these things are only. Yeah, nigga.
All right. You ain't got no bucket list travel spots?
No. But the thing is this, it's because, so the point I'm trying to get across is it's because of my love and my desire to do what makes me happy, mm-hmm. that my life levels up and gets better and better and gives me more opportunities. Okay. That's how those things come to me. Okay. So that's kind of how that is. Yeah.
I got you.
That's all I got. And unless what do you got? I know. I guess we should pull this actually.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I've shuffled. This is gonna be a good one. What do you got? Meaningfulness question for next week. What question would you ask a fortune teller? Don't say nothing. Don't say anything right now about how you even feel about that question. Let's just save it. How you interpret that question, how you feel about answering that question, and then your answer for the question. We'll get into all that because these are good. Yeah. I like these. Yeah. I like these a lot. And that's a good one.
It is.
And we're going to be able to freak that one. I know I am. That's a good one. Yeah. What question would you ask a fortune teller?
That is an interesting question.
Yeah, it is. All right, but that's all I got for the people.
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for these last words. What are your last words?
You don't know everything, and you don't know everybody. You don't know how anybody is going to react to anything that you do. So
don't put your hands on them.
Don't touch people.
Don't yank them up. Don't firmly grasp their arm. None of that.
Yep. Yeah, I clearly learned my lesson. And shout out to my boy Zodo. You're gonna have a great marriage. I had a great time DJing your event. Shout out to you. Shout out to your wife, Davita.
That's what I wanted to ask you earlier before I get to my last one. Have you, because you said a lot of people crying, this is what I wanted to get to. Have you been at a wedding yet and the best man speech or whoever gave the best speech, because maybe the best man speech ain't even really the best speech, but whoever gave the best speech, have you shed a tear?
I don't think so.
Dang, man, they suck. They suck. No, okay, well, I shouldn't have said that. But the thing is, you, as the type of person that you are, you should have cried by now. You should have cried by wedding number 7. Someone should have taken the time and really dug deep to be able to move the crowd in that sort of way, even if you know them or not. I really feel like that.
So the bride gave a speech at the end.
Okay.
That had a bunch of people crying because the way she was telling the story just seems like she's been through a lot. Okay. And she was just very happy to have this day come.
Right.
And she had a lot of people in the crowd crying. I didn't cry.
Yeah.
But the things she was saying were very moving.
And you can see why everyone else is crying. Yeah, it just didn't get you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. You think it was maybe because they were more on a personal level with her? Like
probably.
They know the context. They know the hardships.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yep.
Let me tell you something. If you ever catch me doing a speech for someone's wedding, I'm going to get the laughs. I'm going to write the best speech that's been written. So just set the camera up somewhere for whichever one of my friends or family members this is that I have to go and write the speech. Just know, if you ask someone else to write a speech aside from me, you stupid one. or maybe you're just being considerate because this person, is closer to you. That makes sense as well. But you should probably make room for an Earl speech. I'm just saying. I'm gonna get the laughs. I'm gonna get the cries. I'm going to touch every element. Like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put my foot in it. Is what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, those are my last words. Know that. I should just start coming. Is there a job for that? People should just, like Hallmark cards. Hallmark is a huge business. Yeah. It's somebody somewhere just writing really nice things, and they send them out, and we all go out and take someone else's words, sign our name at the bottom, maybe a little happy birthday, maybe you do a little something there, a little paragraph of how you feel. But we should do that.
That's what Adam Sandler. What's that Adam Sandler movie when he used to write? He was writing the cards. It was the one where he didn't know he had like the rich uncle, and then he inherited all that shit from his rich
was that
uncle.
Mr. Deeds?
Yes.
Was that what he was doing at the beginning of that?
Yeah, movie? He was writing Hallmark.
Oh, I don't even remember.
He was
that.
writing
Mr.
cards.
Deeds. Okay, yeah. That was also Joaquin Phoenix in Her, the movie Her in the future where you're dating your operating system. Real? Yeah. Oh, did you never see that?
No, I've never seen.
Oh, yeah. They were doing that too. But either way, people should just hire like me to just go to their weddings. I just just hang out with the people for a little bit, learn a little bit about them. They write a description of the best movies.
All right. Time for this. We don't know this guy.
We don't know this guy, but he's good.
Writes really good speeches.
We paid a lot of money. So he's going to come in here and do it. All right, that's all I got. Book me. Peace. At ALW Pod on Instagram. Book me for that. All right, we out. Peace.